자, 여러분 안녕하세요. 엄군입니다. 자, 오늘 NBA 2K20 유타 재즈 대 골든스테이트 워리어스 경기 11월 23일 경기 한번 플레이 해보도록 하겠습니다. 골든스테이트 워리어스로 오늘 과연 오늘 승리를 거둬야 되는데 유타 재즈랑 일단 능력 치상으로 봤을 때는 할만해 보이는데요.
If you attempt the 2K TV challenge, be sure to share it on social media using the hashtag 2K
러셀 빠진 게 좀 타격이 크긴 하죠. 탐슨도 빠져 있고.
I'm here with Brian Mazik. You've read his info on Forbes. Always awesome and always a pleasure to have you, Brian. And we're here with a special guest, Kenyon, his son. How you doing, Kenyon?
차라리 이럴 줄 알았으면은 저기 누가 브루클린으로 가네. 갑자기 기억이 안 나네. 팔 엄청 긴. 거기가 좀 그냥 남았으면 좋은데 그린이랑 브라가 있어가지고 글로 옮겼잖아요. 케빈 듀란트.
Home arena, the Utah Jazz going up against the Golden State Warriors. And for Golden State, these guys are in the doldrums, a real tough.
The state capital of Utah dramatically lit up on a beautiful night in Salt Lake City. Welcome, maybe the best day of the NBA, Thursday night, and we're happy you could be here with us. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke, also joining. And here's a look at some numbers for Gobert.
In the last 5 games, you can see the trend upwards for effective field goal percentage. And it shows you how confident he's playing right now.
Now let's send it down to David Aldridge, standing by from the sidelines. David?
Well, Rudy Gobert is
Yeah, DA, very understandable.
제가
Thank you.
요주의 인물인가 보네.
These
센터가.
are two rugged teams, Doris. Rugged teams. Battle-hardened, tested, scrappy. This will be fun.
This will be fun, and we know one thing, Kevin. The execution is going to be there. There's a number of players tonight who've proven themselves capable when the game is hanging in the balance. Both teams run great stuff. I can't wait to see the action.
I can't either. Now, Golden State's starting 5. Green and Cauley Stein are down low. Alec Burks is out there with Robinson. And it's Pascal in at the 3
센터를
spot.
막아야지.
And
얘가
for Utah,
주득점일 것 같아서.
Conley and Mitchell, the talented backcourt pair. Rudy Gobert is out there with Bogdanovic. And it's O'Neal in at the 3. Shot clock at 3. Conley gets the bucket.
And that's an example
아니
of
저걸
playing
넣네?
big,
센터로 뛰어서
adapting to
막았는데?
the situation.
더블
Well,
클러치인가?
major height disadvantage. He recognizes that and still able to score it.
Robinson against Mitchell. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on
저게
the call with the
좀
foul.
전에 레이커스 경기할
And with
때는
the offense getting right to the rim,
저기
at
누가
least they saved the layup.
르브론일 때는 더블로 수비 들어오더니 안 들어와. 골든 스테이트 할 때. 그래서 외곽으로 볼 돌려서 슈팅을 쏠 수가 없어.
And really, Mike Conley, their best point guard since they traded away Darren Williams back in 2011. Alongside Bogdanovic, a big upgrade offensively, and he can hold his own on the defensive side as well.
Pascal, the pass to Green. That one falls.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on
골든
the silver
스테이트로는
platter. Just
욕심
served
부리면
him
안
up.
돼. 천천히 한 골 한 골씩
Mitchell outside.
기본기 같은 형식으로 벌려놔야 돼.
Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Well, it's a level of concentration that has to happen for you to finish through contact. Donovan Mitchell doing work.
Mitchell against Robinson. Pass to Burks. O'Neal with the rebound. Jazz have gone 2 or 3 here to start out the game. Over in the corner, Conley. A 3-pointer, no
오
good.
다행이다.
Last game for the Warriors, it was a loss to the Mavericks.
Painful to watch, guys. You can see their frustrations mounting, unable to get into any kind of a rhythm whatsoever.
I thought, Greg, they
그렇지.
were outworked and
3점.
outplayed in just about every phase of the game. Maybe that's one of those situations where you say, hey, let's move on.
Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Got a piece of it.
야야.
And Bogdanovich gets to Conley. Shoots the three. No good that time. The Warriors go the other way with it. Their last encounter was in San Francisco.
Yeah, and they got beat last time these two teams met, and really free throws were the story. How about 3 or 4 from the floor to start? That's always a good sign.
First quarter of play, we're about 3 minutes in. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. Bogdanovich, no luck.
Well, if the defense gives him that shot next time, they could get burned. I think he's just a little bit out of rhythm.
The Warriors shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Free throw good. Burks.
Alec Burks, Kevin, continuing to develop into a dependable
좋아.
scorer. He's got great size for a
방심하면 안
two-guard.
돼. 골든
And in
스테이트는
recent years, some
언제
call the
역전 나갈지
Warriors
모르기
the
때문에.
greatest fast-breaking team since the Showtime Lakers. Doris, do you concur?
Greg, the Showtime Lakers are my all-time favorite team. But I will say, because of the shooting, the ball handling, the passing, the capability on every possession for something spectacular, I would say that this team was as close as you can get to the Showtime Lakers.
들어가네.
Capable of scoring from anywhere. Got to be cognizant of Conley when he's looking to shoot.
Cool the pass to Burks. To the inside. Here's Cauley Stein. Doesn't get it to drop for him. And Utah the other way now. Now, here's Mitchell. A 26-point game for him in the win against the Timberwolves in Minneapolis.
And the other thing, guys, he really got after it on the backboards. What a complete
그렇지.
game for this guy.
Cauley Stein, a tremendous athlete and a dynamic finisher.
Jazz trail by 6. Conley dishes to Gobert. Back to Conley. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Conley's got 6.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Cauley Stein. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist.
Wow, how about the start to this game? Taking excellent shots, capitalizing on everything the defense is giving him. This is great stuff.
And a first time out of the game called for Utah. They're coming off that win against Minnesota.
Well, you saw how dialed up they were from distance. The defense just couldn't get out to everyone.
And that explains their three-point percentage, Greg. They had more than a few players giving the defense absolute fits from range.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Green, he's checked in for Bogdanovich. Joe Ingles comes in for Royce O'Neal. And it's Moutier in for Donovan Mitchell. Moutier pass to Gobert. And stolen by Chris. Here's Bowman. Lays it up off the glass.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Conley the pass to Gobert. Kicks to Moutier. Beyond the arc. Another miss by Utah. On offense, here are the Warriors. They're on a 16-6 run. Here's Poole. Ingles covering. Pass to Spellman. Here's Poole. Lock at 6. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. And one of those blue guys, Joe Ingles. Doris, talk about what he's brought to the table.
Oh, he brings so much to the table. Joe is an excellent
Oh.
shooter and passer.
오,
Mentally, he's
다행이다.
got a great IQ. He's a leader, a communicator. And I'll say this to you, on the defensive end, they typically give him a very tough guard.
The pass to Moutier. The Warriors pull it in.
Boy, this guy is a good finisher, so he misses a chippy. That's tough to take.
And give it up for the little fella on the inside there. Great rebound, even though he had to really fight for it.
It's deflected. Now the Warriors moving it up. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
And it's Conley with the ball for the Utah Jazz, trailing by 10. From deep. And no good on
그렇지.
the last second attempt this time. And so it's the Golden State Warriors with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. We come back right after this. Rudy Gobert talks about his expectations for the team.
Every year I want to keep getting better, and you know, people didn't really believe in our team a few years ago.
Well, and as a competitor, this is what you should be thinking, and Greg, you should be talking about winning a title.
For sure. I mean, it'll take a lot of work, but Gobert sounds like he's up for the challenge of proving the doubters wrong.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. What do you guys think about the Warriors here so far?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
Yeah, I think they wanted to come out of the gate strong, and they have. They've taken the early lead here.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. Setting the floor for the Warriors. We've got Lee, and it's Bowman in at the point. And over the course of his career, Mike Conley taking on more and more of the leadership mantle.
He's embraced it, Kevin, and he said letting his hair down was a way of letting go and just being confident in himself.
Free throw good, Conley.
And already over a decade in the league for Mike Conley. He never got past the numbers game to make the All-Star team in the crowded Western Conference, but make no mistake about it, Conley is star caliber.
So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. And Greg, you talked to Conley, he'll admit he's been frustrated.
그렇지,
trying to break
완벽하다.
through and get that recognition.
Still, the way he plays the game, not focused on his individual numbers, unselfish, and focused on what the team needs to win. It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Chris pass to Bowman. Lee outside. Out to the right wing. Here's Chris. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Jeff Green picks one up. Or sometimes what was once considered a negative becomes a positive. For example, tweeners are now looked at as very valuable assets and very versatile assets.
Yeah, Kev, no doubt. Like, think about how much the game has changed for players like Draymond Green, who was so integral to the success of the Golden State Warriors. Here was a young guy who was considered at one point coming out of college for the power forward and center spot, too small to play the position. But as the NBA has downsized, as it's gotten smaller and faster, Draymond Green can be as important as any other player on a roster.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he does.
Wow, hammering it in!
It's impressive, the level of domination at both ends, and you're seeing the results.
And Greg, you know this. It's not easy building a lead on the road, but this team has been lights out throughout the game.
To the paint, here's Niang.
And you can see the improving court awareness of Emmanuel Mudiay, having an understanding for when to find his guys.
Passes it to Spellman. Outside for Robinson. Takes a three. Connects from
오,
three-point
좋아,
range.
로빈슨.
Robinson's got 8 points here in this quarter.
Don't underestimate him. He can knock that down.
Mudiay pass to Conley. Here's Niang.
오늘은 경기가 다 잘 되네. 레이커스도 잘 되더니 여기 골든스테이트도 잘 된다.
Teardrop shot, and it's laid up and in by Conley. Conley's got 9.
Gotta admire how clever Conley is. Gifted at catching the defense off guard with that soft low.
아,
Pass to Mudiay. Buries it down low.
Sometimes a player is born with a passer's mindset. He deals it with conviction.
Bowman, covered by Conley. Stolen by Conley. One-on-one here. Here's Mudiay.
나이스.
That shot, no good. Excellent D that time from Robinson. Here's Chris. Ingles with the rebound. Jazz trail by 15. He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
아하, 이것도
Well, Kevin, coming into the 2017 draft, Donovan Mitchell wasn't sure he was ready for the NBA. Mitchell said, I worked out in the summer with Paul George and Chris Paul. They were the ones who convinced me to keep my name in the draft. They said, look, you're good enough. Just go out there and show it. Kevin, through a couple of seasons in Utah, that's exactly what Mitchell has done.
He has made an instant impact on the NBA and the Jazz, DA. Thank you. Looking at who's out there now for the Jazz. Bogdanovich, he's checked in for Green.
스타인
O'Neal
곧도 안
comes in for
들어가면
Joe
어떡해.
Ingles. And Donovan Mitchell subbed in for Emmanuel Mudiay.
Boy, guys, you think about it, a very respectable 50 wins for the Jazz last year. That's a 5 seed in the absolute brutal West. But now what do you think? The playoffs, when it counts the most, you bowed out in 5 games to the Houston Rockets.
The drive by Green.
와,
No good again
저게
that
불락다.
time. Jazz trail by 12. Bogdanovich passes to Niang. Great D that time from Green. And the Jazz front office said, we have a very good team, but we don't have a great team. So with that in mind, Doris, how do they get there?
Well, I think, Kevin, obviously you begin with Donovan Mitchell, who had experienced some growing pains in year 2. You have to adjust to having that bullseye on your back.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Remember the time, Doris, when it was rare to see stars changing teams? Now we read about it every day.
No question, Kevin. Think back to my formative years watching the NBA as a fan. Larry Bird was a Boston Celtic. Magic Johnson was a Los Angeles Laker. The trend in today's NBA is that shorter player contracts, more player control over where they want to be. And the reality is this, Kevin, at some point, free agency entered the equation. It's appropriate, it's fair, they've earned the right to choose where they play.
Nice work inside by Cauley Stein. Great tools as a finisher.
And so it's Conley bringing up the ball for the Utah Jazz. It's a 14-point game. Here's Mitchell. Another miss by Utah.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And the remarkable reach of the stifled tower. Gobert twice on the pipes.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Here's Pascal, guarded by O'Neal. Green against Bogdanovich. Pass to Burks. Golden State needs to get off a shot. Burks on the wing, over Conley, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
갑자기 또 꼬인다.
.131 left now here in the second. Outside Bogdanovich. Conley against Burks. And Conley gets it to go. The assist from
디펜스
Bogdanovich.
붙었는데
14 points for Conley.
I'll tell you, individually, he is doing all he can. But right now, somebody's got to step in and support this guy.
Cool the pass to Green.
Oh.
That one, no good. And it's Utah the other way. And it's Bogdanovich off the drive. Tries it again. He gets it to fall. That makes it just a single-digit lead.
오호.
Bogdanovich has got 6 in the quarter. Here's Burks, shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's going to go on Bojan Bogdanovich.
Love to see Alec Burks get aggressive with the defense. This guy terrific getting the defense to foul him. Well, the commitment to winning for the Golden State Warriors certainly begins at the top of the organization, right, guys? Ownership has made it very clear money will not be an issue in retaining their stars.
And here is Mitchell. He's one of the better scorers in the league, averaging almost 25 points a game. 6 to shoot. Conley for 3.
그렇지.
Draymond Green pulls it in.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Misses the 3. Jazz
아,
trail by
그린이었어,
10.
3점을.
Right side, Bogdanovich. A beautiful reverse layup. Bogdanovich has got 8 points.
You know, he's had better starts, obviously, but he's shaking it off here in the second.
Burks' shot is good. And the Warriors lead by 10.
Boy, remarkable watching Alec Burks power through the defense.
From deep three-point range, and the last second attempt doesn't
오,
fall.
그래도 10점
We've
차로
reached the end of the first
했다.
half of play.
다행이다.
The Warriors on top, leading by 10. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Coach Quinn Snyder. Quinn, what concerns you most about the...
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to each and every one of you watching at this very moment. I'm Ernie Johnson. So it's Golden State who's out on top at the half. They lead by 10. Shaq, what are your thoughts on Golden State?
Well, they've been playing with some toughness. It's led to a nice lead for them, not just on the scoreboard, but in the rebounding numbers. Now they need to stay mean. They cannot lose that edge in the second half.
And Kenny, let's get your input on the Jazz.
Well, they're facing a team that shot very well in the first half. Now, that being...
And that's a wrap. With the third quarter approaching, we now send you back to Kevin and the crew.
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. We're seeing a tremendous game from Mike Conley.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
And part of that has to do with his mindset. He has been looking to push the action at every opportunity, and he has been in attack mode all night.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. So here's Burks. Conley runs the point with Mitchell flanking him. O'Neal is out there at Bogdanovich. And it's Gobert in at the center, filling out the middle. That's the group starting the second half for Quinn Snyder. Robinson against Mitchell. Plenty of room to knock down the shot. Mitchell's got the first points to start out the third quarter for Utah.
He does not require much space to get that jumper off. Donovan Mitchell working right now.
Robinson kicks to Burks. Gobert brings the double team. They get it again. And another shot. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. We've got a moment now to see the real stats, real scores from the real NBA. These are the top shooters in the league. Rudy Gobert, number 1.
He is a finisher, plain and simple. That field goal percentage just absolutely jumps out at you. It borders on astonishing.
Doris, you played, you've coached, you've broadcast, you've done it all in this business. how did you like to be coached when you were a player at the very top of your game?
Yeah, I think one of my favorite things were coaches who challenged me, those who would not allow me to accept the level I was currently at, those who wanted to push me and extend and expand my game. Listen, every player wants to be respected. Every player wants to feel valued. But the great ones to me, the LeBron James and Kevin Durant, they want to be coached hard. They want you to push them to the greatest possible level they're capable of.
That's great insight. Mitchell in the corner. Just 4 to shoot. Gobert down low, working on Cauley Stein. Outside, Bogdanovich. The shot off that time.
Well, trying to find themselves in the second half here. Just 1 for 4 from the field. Can someone in the group get hot? Let's see.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
The Warriors have shot 9 of 11 at the free throw line. And he makes the first. The Jazz making a switch here. Green's checked in. That's also good. So he hits both free throws. Jazz trail by 12. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Conley dishes to Mitchell. Fires for 3. The Jazz again can't hit it.
Only 20% shooting in this quarter. They need to settle down and relax a little bit here.
Robinson kicks to Chris. And so it looks like the Warriors will retain possession here. Outside Robinson. Some nice passing by Golden State here. Here's Spellman, headed by Green. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Jeff Green picks one up.
I think most people consider Salt Lake City not a big free agent destination. So the Jazz are what they call a pipeline team. And what does that mean? It means they have to draft and develop their talent internally.
Mitchell against Lee. Lee with the steal. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Here's Spellman.
Oh, Spellman.
That is
Wow.
a product of pure effort, guys.
I agree, and that's nothing new coming from him, GA. He loves going to work on the rebounding.
오늘 이길 수 있겠는데 골든스테이트로.
What about the decisive finish? Great timing, tremendous force.
On the wing, Green. Covered by Chris. Green passes to O'Neal. 5 on the clock. To stop the drought. Spellman with the rebound. Spellman's got rebound number 8 now on the night. And the Jazz say they need a fundamentally sound process to building their roster. Doris, no shortcuts.
Well, there's no question about that, Kevin. This is a group that has to be value-spaced with their free agent acquisitions in a small market. The draft picks have got to be smart. Their teaching and cultivating of that talent and development is absolutely critical.
Looking at who's out there now for the Jazz. Joe Ingles is checked in for Royce O'Neal. And Emmanuel Mudiay subbed in for Mike Conley. Warriors leading by 16. To the middle. Here's Chris. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that.
좋아.
Well, you
18점까지
love the
벌렸어.
aggressiveness. Chris not drifting around on the outside. He's getting it done in the painted area.
Utah calls timeout.
Trying to snap them out of this little slump.
Just feels like the basket is looking awfully small to them right now. They're having a hard time getting anything to fall.
Mitchell outside. The pass to Ingles. And here is Green. Back to Ingles. Mitchell outside. A shot down the assist by Ingles. 7 points for Donovan Mitchell.
Well, the ability to rise and fire in catch and shoot situations, it keeps the defenders off balance.
And Poole gets it to go.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Mudiay pass to Green. Back to Mudiay. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Mudiay's got his second bucket of the night.
Well, Emmanuel Mudiay, that kind of shot will up your field goal percentage, gentlemen.
And although the team didn't have much success last year, Emmanuel Mudiay certainly got his career back, I thought, Doris, in the right direction.
Well, I think for Emmanuel, he had an opportunity
Oh,
for minutes,
좋아.
and he played as he needed to in order to show that he is a capable player going forward. The tools, I think, have always been there for the former number 7 pick. It's about starting to put it together consistently.
And it's Mitchell with the ball for the Utah Jazz. Trailing by 17. Misses in close.
Got to credit the defense. They found a way to stop him, and that's never an easy task.
Offensive rebound. Chris.
아,
Chris
오늘
throws it
완벽하다
down.
And how
골든스테이트.
about the timing on the backboards there from Chris? Has the size and quickness to be a problem.
Mudiay dishes to Mitchell. And stolen by Chris. Pass to Poole. Here's Spellman, guarded by Green. Spellman, no good. Jazz trail by 19. Mudiay looking around, down low. Here's Gobert. Spellman with
나이스
the rebound.
스펠맨.
Spellman's got 11 rebounds in the game. Back to Lee. Pass to Bowman. Out to Lee. Here's Spellman. Ingles covering. And out of bounds as the Jazz gain possession.
And a chance here to take a look at the numbers for Gobert. First in field goal percentage, 4th in rebounding, and he's also ranked in the top 10 in blocks per game. No trespassing when he's in the lane.
And you're right, he's been the pinnacle of scoring efficiency. Never seems to take a bad shot. That's why he's tops in field goal percentage. The Jazz making a switch here. Bogdanovich is checked in.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Spellman goes up and lays it nice and easy. Spellman's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
And that's typical of this guy. He's always reading the situation, reacting quickly, and capitalizing.
5 to shoot. Mitchell's shot is good. Mitchell's got 10.
Boy, they've been terrific from beyond here in the second.
Here's Green. Pass to Spellman. Burks looking around. Can't connect from short range. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Warriors lead by 18. Live from Vivint Smart Home Arena, you're watching 2K Sports. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this speed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Well, that's what a great pass will do, right? You love the unselfish play.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Setting the floor for the Warriors. Green and Cauley Stein are down low. Then there's Alec Burks. And it's Pascal in at the small forward.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
The pass to Poole. Out to the wing. Golden State moving the ball around. Passes it to Cauley Stein. Back to Green. From deep. Utah with the rebound.
Didn't hesitate for a second to get a hand up on that deep ball.
Well, tremendous effort, tremendous timing, the ability to alter shots on the perimeter. That was beautiful.
Here's Mitchell. He gets that one to drop. He's now 5 of 12.
I'll tell you, you have got to have a short memory. You put a poor first half behind you, and you get to work here in the second.
Pass to Burks. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
You can see the strength of Alec Burks. What a fighter. This guy is not going to back away from the challenge.
O'Neal's checked in for Joe Ingles. Glenn Robinson, the third, is checked in for the Warriors. Doris, you've accomplished so much in your award-winning career. What was your first experience in broadcasting?
Kevin, my first experience was I left coaching and they put Providence College women's basketball on radio. That was the first ever game I got to call. It was so cool. Tell me yours. What was the very first? Did you study this? How did you get into broadcasting?
I did. Our high school had a radio station, and the first basketball broadcast was underneath the bleachers, looking through popcorn boxes and legs of the people that were standing in the bleachers so that I could see the court from the baseline.
Amazing.
Because that's where the telephone cables were to plug in our equipment. And I was 16 years old.
Incredible.
Remember it very well.
Incredible.
Conley kicks to Gobert. Knocked away. Cauley Stein with the defensive effort. Warriors leading by 19. Pascal, the pass to Burks. Outside Robinson. Green in the post. Guarded by O'Neal.
Boy, this guy just can't buy a bucket, and yet they have the advantage.
No one near Conley as he lets it go. Hands it from downtown.
I'm impressed with Conley's scoring ability here. He's an alert guard who understands how to attack the defense.
Well, that possession to me highlights the
뭔가 좀
importance of
불안하다.
creating for your teammates.
3점슛 사이드 조심해야지. 아, 지난번에도 어디랑 할 때 보스턴이었던가? 한창 이기고 있었는데 3점슛에 계속 맞더니 당했잖아.
It's out of bounds. Last touch by Burks. And the Jazz call time here.
Well, it's been an express lane to the rim. Coach can't be happy about that.
Well, poor rotations, poor communication. There's a lot to figure out right now.
6 on the shot clock. Conley, the pass to Gobert. Mitchell with it. Out defended by Cauley Stein. Green with the rebound. Warriors leading by 18. Here's Pascal. Lays it up and banks it in. Pascal's got his first bucket of the night.
I think unselfish is a word that applies beautifully to
이건
Draymond
이겼어.
Green.
아,
So
오늘
good
골든
sharing the
스테이트로
basketball.
간만에 승리 거둔다.
Conley finds Mitchell. Excellent D that time from Robinson. Warriors have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Pass to O'Neal. And oh, here we go. Burks got it. A fast break chance. Robinson, that's good.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
And the foul on Glenn Robinson. That is his first foul of the game. We're seeing some great shooters with length, tall players shooting from outside. That seems to be the rage right now. But when you look in your crystal ball,
와,
what might be the
쟤네도
next
진짜 슛 안 들어간다.
trend in the NBA?
So we saw the evolution of big men as three-point shooters, men being able to enter the league as sort of back to the basket, consistent rebounding forces out of the post, now stepping away and becoming threats as face-up scorers. To me, one of the most intriguing young players in the league right now is Nikola Jokic. Here's a 7-foot guy who is a tremendous playmaker. His instinct is to pass more than it is to score. So you wonder, is that the next evolution of big men? And then the other thing, Kevin, you are starting to see offensive rebounding went away as a focal point of teams in the NBA. You are starting to see teams go back after the offensive glass.
저거는
Does
원래
that continue?
들어가줘야
Second
되는
chance is
건데.
a big statistic, isn't it?
It is.
Burks with the steal and stolen by Bogdanovich. Conley finds Mitchell. Now O'Neal. There's the pass to Conley. Gobert against Cauley Stein. Gobert dishes to Mitchell. Shot clock at 2. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Stolen by Michael Conley. In transition, here come the Jazz. O'Neal misses.
I'll tell you, everything went right in terms of execution. He just can't get it to go.
Green, the pass to Pascal. Robinson with it, guarded by O'Neal. Some nice passing by Golden State here. Here's Green. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Teams, if they can keep the rights to their best player, we see it in other leagues. Could the franchise tag ever make its way, do you think, to the NBA?
Well, this is going to be a negotiation point between the Players Association and the league itself. And the reality is it's going to have to be negotiated. What we know unequivocally, Kevin, is that these players now in the player empowerment era have more control about what franchise they play for and how long the duration of their contract is. How this all shakes out remains to be seen, but it is a point of conversation amongst the 30 NBA teams and the league leadership. There's no question about it.
Omari Spellman has come in for the Warriors. And it's Bradley with the ball for Utah.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Warriors.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And during the long NBA season, each contest important here tonight. Tonight's win will give them 4 on the season. Warriors leading by 21. Lee outside. Passes it to Spellman. Trying to get something going. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. The first one falls. He hits both from the stripe. And here are the Jazz now. Exum deciding where to go with it. Here's Williams-Goss. That's tipped.
Man, how quick does he get off the floor? Chris rises high and sends it back.
Pass to Bowman. Inside. It's stolen by Bradley. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Here's Williams-Goss. Back to Exum.
12.8초. 야, 이건 이겼어. 와, 골든스테이트를 이렇게 큰 점수 차로 대승할 줄은 몰랐다.
So we see the Warriors taking the game here. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Olden, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in.
자, 이렇게 해서 NBA 2K20 유타 재즈 대 골든스테이트 워리어스 11월 23일 경기 플레이 해봤고요. 방송 여기까지 하도록 하겠습니다. 시청해주셔서 감사합니다.